This part is done. Okay, now I want you to also observe something in the program. In the program, if you observe, we have written one try catch block here for loading the driver, and we are writing another try catch block here for establishing the connection. Okay, now the problem is that our code length is getting increased. Okay, instead of providing two different try catch blocks for these two different exceptions, we can also provide the code as a single try block with multiple catch blocks. Okay, for implementing that behavior, what we are going to do, this line driver manager dot get connection line, I am going to provide it inside the first try block. Okay, and where it should be after class dot for name, which is the first step, because this is our second step. So let me just write down the second step here. This is my second step. Okay, and this second step should be after this. So I'm just taking this whole second step and I'm copying it and pasting it inside the try block, okay, like this. Now it is giving an error once again because I am not handling this exception called SQL exception for this try block, and so solution is we just have to provide the catch block as the extra catch block after the previous catch block. Okay, so let me just copy this catch block, copy catch block, and here after the first catch block I am pasting it. Now this exception, the error, uncaught exception error is gone. Okay, so now we have, because we have provided this second step here, now we don't need this try catch block. Let me remove it. Okay, clear? I hope you also understood this part of exception why and etc. Let me delete this. You can always access that in the video by going back. Okay, so that completes our two steps. Now comes the third step, which is the most important step. Okay, now onwards, okay, third step onwards is the most important steps, because first step is just loading the driver, the second step is just connecting to the database. Okay, now in the third step and fourth step is where, third, fourth and fifth step is where we will be actually running our query in the database. Okay, so let us do that. Third step is to create a statement object, and I told you here that to create the statement object we need connection object. Okay, what is a connection object? In our Java program, in our java.sql package, where we have this driver manager.get connection, okay, this get connection method is telling that this get connection method returns us a connection type, and this connection type is also available in java.sql package. What is connection? Let us try it. What is connection? Connection is an interface. Okay, connection is an interface, and this is available in java.sql package. Okay, and what is this connection? It is telling a connection with specific database. This connection interface is establishing a connection or a session with a specific database. That means in our get connection method, when we are supplying the URL, username and password, it is connecting to the database based on the URL given. Okay, and it will establish a session. It will establish a session with that database. That means during this session I can run queries on the database and get the result, or perform some operations on the database. So it is telling SQL statements are executed and results are returned within the context of this connection. While this connection is on, while the session is running, we can execute queries and get the results. Okay, so that is connection. Let us go back to our program. Okay, and so what we are going to do, is this get connection method. We have just seen that it returns the connection type, and so we need a connection variable to store the returned value. Okay, so I'm writing this method. This whole thing is our method call. This whole thing is our method call. Just before the method call, just to the left side of the method call, I'm writing connection, and I'm giving the variable name as con and equal. By writing it like this, I am telling that I am storing the object returned by this driver manager.get connection method. Driver manager.get connection method is returning us a connection object. That connection object I am saving in this variable called con, which is a connection type. How do you choose con variable's data type? It has to be always chosen based on what is the return type of the method. On the right hand side, we are writing get connection as the method name, which returns the connection type. And so on the left hand side, the variable name's data type should always be the same data type, which is the return type of this method. Okay. And connection is also in java.sql package, and we are importing java.sql package whole, and so no problem, it will not give any error. Once we have the connection object saved, then the next step is what? Create the statement object. Okay, how to create the statement object? To create the statement object, we just have to make use of the connection object con, and then dot, and then there is a method available called create statement. This method call is very straightforward. This method call is very straightforward. Con dot create statement. Now why am I writing it directly here in the try block? Let us try writing it outside the try block, okay, and see what happens. I am writing this third step outside the try block, and then it gives an error in the con variable. Why it is giving error? It is telling that con variable cannot be resolved. Why it cannot be resolved? Because con variable is declared inside the try block. Con variable is declared inside the try block. Because con variable is declared inside the try block, we cannot access this con variable outside the try catch block, because it is local to that try block. Okay, it has a scope within the try block only. Okay, and so there are two solutions here. One solution is take the statement and put it inside the try block. That will resolve the error. Another way of solving it is declare this variable outside the try block so that you can access it outside too. But okay, let us do this. Okay, I am taking this connection con variable, I am copying it. Okay, I'm copying it, and then before the try block I'm pasting it, and then I'm providing null as the default value, and here I am removing the redeclaration. Okay, I'm removing the redeclaration. Now it is accessible, but now there is a different error. It is telling unhandled exception type SQL exception. Okay, it is telling unhandled exception type SQL exception. Now we are getting SQL exception for which we are already providing a try catch, and so providing this statement inside the try block will make sure that you are also not getting any exception here. Okay, so that way you need not declare the con variable outside the try block. So let me declare it inside the try block and remove this line. So this is a better solution because we anyway also have to handle SQL exception. So once I have created the create statement, what I actually need a statement object. If I need a statement object, I need a variable as well, right? So where are we getting create statement object? This create statement method returns as a statement. See, this is the method name. Method name is java.sql.connection.create statement. Java.sql is the package name, connection is the interface name. In that connection method we have create statement method, connection interface, we have create statement method, and this create statement method is returning us a statement. Then what is statement? Statement is an interface in java.sql package. Okay, and so we just need a variable to save this create statement. So let us write it, statement stmt equal to this.